Whether you decided to do flipped classes or in general want to create some course material in the form of videos, quizzes and share it with your students and interact with them, you require certain tools. In this video, we will see what these tools are and how to install them in the Windows operating system. So here is an outline which more or less we will follow in the entire course. Whereas in this video, we will only mention what are the tools needed for this functionality and how to install them. The actual details of the tools we will cover later. So we will see what tools are needed to record videos, for pen, using a pen, like for example, I'm using a pen here where I'm writing nicely, I can draw some figures. All this, how do you do? How do you edit videos? How do you reduce the size of videos, because all of us face bandwidth restrictions. The students, if the video size is very large, they will find it difficult downloading it. So you definitely need to work with small video sizes. How do you achieve that? And all this course material you have created in the form of videos, quizzes, PDF slides, where do you upload them and how do you interact with students? So what are the softwares for this and how do you install? Let's see. Before I proceed, I also want to tell a few things. There are tons of tools available for any given purpose. In fact, it is quite overwhelming if you generally browse. We will focus mostly on popular open source, where our focus is on free so that everyone is able to create video material and interact with their students, and importantly also that these are simple and user friendly. One other thing is that we have experience with these tools, whatever we are covering. This in no way means that the other tools are bad. It's just that we don't know too much about them. Yet another thing, each tool has tons of features. To cover all the features will take too long a time. And many of these features are probably not even needed for simple stuff. So we will only cover those features which we tend to use often when doing online teaching. So let's start with the first. So what is the software for recording videos? So you can record videos using PowerPoint. PowerPoint is extremely popular Windows application. It often comes pre-installed. If not, you need to find some way to install it. This we are not getting into details. It comes as part of the Microsoft Office suite. The other software which is also popular is something called Open Broadcasting Software. This is open source and free. This is a lot more sophisticated than PowerPoint and thereby it is more complex as well. So for example, it supports webcam, how to record the screen. So for example, here you can only record what is happening inside PowerPoint, whereas here you can record the screen which has a browser or a terminal or some other application. If you want to record, OBS will help you there. So you can download it from this particular URL. Again, the installation is pretty straightforward, but I'll quickly show you the steps of what transpires when you download and install it, which we will see shortly. One other thing I want to emphasize here is you don't need both. Both are not needed. You can choose between either PowerPoint or OBS. How do you decide? I will get to it shortly. So when you click on this link, it basically results in the download of this executable. So let's start with clicking on the executable after download. So here is the executable that is under my downloads folder. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to say yes. So as you can see here, it has shown this window. I'll just follow the defaults next. This also I'm just clicking next. I'll just choose the default path and do install. And it is just extracting all the files. And then it says it is finished and to launch it. So I say OK. So it launched this particular OBS tool. This is how it looks. This means the installation is successful. When recording videos, sometimes you may want to write, like on a blackboard. For example, you may want to write words, you may want to draw some figures. or you may also want to write some equations where pen support may be essential. One thing I want to emphasize here is that not all lectures will need this feature. If all you care about is underlining some text on slides, you don't really require this pen support. You can manage with the mouse on your laptop itself. But if you want to do anything more sophisticated like writing notes like on a blackboard, you will require pen support. So this pen support, if you decide you need, you have to invest in a hardware. In this case, you can buy something called a bamboo tablet. This is an add-on to your laptop. In other words, you require a laptop and you connect this bamboo tablet to it. This is the cheapest solution. This bamboo tablet costs about 4,000-5,000 rupees. You can see a sample at this URL. The other alternative is to buy something called a Surface Pro laptop. This also you can see here. This is a laptop that comes with the pen where you can write on the screen of the laptop. These are pretty expensive. They can range anywhere from 50 to 100,000 depending upon the configuration. But this is a one-stop solution, then you don't have to invest in anything else. Notice that when you use a bamboo tablet, one other thing I should mention is as you write on the tablet, you have to look at your laptop screen for feedback. This requires a little bit of getting used to, but with half an hour of practice, you should be able to write well. Whereas in Surface Pro, as you write on the screen, your feedback is also from the screen. So this is more or less like writing on a piece of paper. So this is more comfortable but more costly. This requires a little bit of getting used to, but it is cheaper. When you use a pen, the software also has to support it. PowerPoint, as you saw, this is a PowerPoint presentation. This supports the pen inherently. Adobe also supports the pen. But if you are trying to make notes like some math and you want a notebook in which you can write, there is a dedicated software for it. This is called OneNote. If you have Microsoft Office, which includes applications like Word and PowerPoint, OneNote is also included as part of it, in which case you don't really need to do anything, no need for any installation. But in case you are missing it, this is free. You can click on this link and download it. I will not be able to show an installation of OneNote because I have it as part of my Microsoft Office. But this installation should also be straightforward. To summarize, if you want to do more complicated writing, you require pen support. Some software like PowerPoint, Adobe come inherent with it, in which case all you need to invest in is a bamboo tablet. But if you are trying to not use these software but generally want to make notes, there is again another free software called OneNote. You can use this. So going back to the question, do you go with PowerPoint or OBS? As I mentioned, you don't require both. One of it should suffice for your purposes. Depending on your need, you have to decide. With PowerPoint, you get slides, you can write on slides. You can even have blank slides and write your notes in it, and you can record using PowerPoint. This is definitely the simpler option. But if you want to use any other software like Adobe, where your slides are as PDF, or you want to use web-based tools like Google Slides or Doc, where you need to show the browser, or you want to maintain detailed notes for which you want to use OpenNote because it gives a very nice organization of all your notes in the form of chapters, sections, pages. Or if you need to show your laptop screen where you have to show the browser, something happening in the browser or at a terminal, you will require OBS. You will also require OBS if you want webcam support. So decide which one you want and install the corresponding software. So far what we have seen is how to record videos. Once the videos are recorded, Oftentimes, you will have to edit these videos as well as reduce the size of these videos. What do I mean by editing these videos? For example, you may want to trim some portion of the video because you made a mistake in what you were telling. Sometimes you forgot to tell something, in which case you don't want to go back and record. You may just want to add some explanation text in the video. Or some portion of the slides you actually made a mistake and you want to hide that portion of the slide. So all this is editing, and if you want some editing, you require software for it. OpenShot is again a free open source software available for all platforms, in fact, not just Windows. Typically, this type of video editing tools are complex. We explored a bunch of them. Of all the lot we have explored, OpenShot seems to be the simpler of the lot. Again, the same OpenShot, even if you wish to not do any editing, this can help reduce the size of videos. Typically, if you had used PowerPoint to record videos, it creates very large videos. Every 1 minute video could be as much as 30 MB. This is too large. Ideally, you want only about 1.5 to 2 MB per 1 minute of video. If you want to achieve lower sizes, you need to process the videos created by other tools like PowerPoint or so. For this, again, OpenShot provides a setting through which you can reduce the size of videos. So how do you install OpenShot? So this is the link. So when you click on this link, it will result in the download of an executable. Let's start with clicking on that executable. This is the executable for the OpenShot. Again, I'm going to click on it. So again, it is asking select setup language. All this I'm just accepting. I'm not changing anything. I'm just clicking next and do install. And again, it's extracting all the files. And then I'm doing finish. And it opened the OpenShot video editor. This means the installation is successful. We will get to it later. So once you create videos, edit videos, resize the videos, your videos are all ready. Along with videos, you may also have slides in the form of PDF. You may also have some quizzes. All this you want to share with your students as well as interact with your students. This comes under uploading your content. Here there is nothing to download and install. In other words, there is no software. These are all web-based. One way to do it is through Google Drive. This is very simple, but it does not have many features to effectively manage students. Or you can use a learning management system. We will cover Bodhitree, which is an in-house learning management system built at IIT Bombay. As teachers, we understand what our requirements are. So based on those requirements, we have built it and fine-tuned it over the last many years through feedback from the students and other teachers. So it has many features. It's pretty student-friendly. So through Bodhitree, you can enroll students, TAs, you can track their progress, you can auto-grade quizzes. It provides lab support. There is a discussion forum. There is also an Android app based on which you can view the lectures. So we will cover this tool. Apart from Google Drive and Bodhitree, there are other options also, like you could upload your videos on YouTube. Moodle is another learning management system that is also open source, but these we will not cover. You are free to explore them on your own. I will provide enough reference materials though. So to summarize, all we have seen in this video is the names of the tools and how to install them. So this we have seen, how do you record videos, how to have pen support when recording, how do you edit videos, how to reduce the size of videos, what tools are available for course material upload. In the future, we will dig into each of these tools and understand their operation.